Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining. My name is Bobby, and I'll be guiding you through an hour-long yoga class now. In the wake of all the cancellations and so many of our lives being upended and living in so much uncertainty, it's really important to come to our spiritual practices to take care of our whole selves. And so in this time of yoga will be a chance to breathe, to connect with the breath, connect with the body, connect with the ground of our being. And so I hope that this is helpful for you and helps provide a little more hope, a little more light, a little more positivity during these uncertain times. So come on and find a seat, whether you're sitting in a chair or whether on the ground, if you have a block or a bolster or a blanket to put under your seat. And just sitting in a comfortable position. You can sit with a straight spine, sitting in a pose where you can be awake, engaged, but also relaxed. You're sitting with palms upwards or downwards or in your lap, perhaps connecting the index finger and the thumb. Either lower or close the eyes. And begin to just be aware of where your body is making contact with the ground. Notice the feeling of the air on your skin. Begin to bring your awareness inwards, noticing the sensations in the body. Just becoming aware of where you're feeling some sensation, perhaps where you're feeling some tension, tightness, or pain. Maybe where you're carrying some stress. As you breathe and bring your awareness into these places, perhaps you can soften and release some of that. Begin to connect with the breath. Start to deepen and expand the breath. If your nasal passage is free, begin to inhale through the nasal passages, filling up the lungs, and exhale through the nose or the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. And keep this deep breath going. Breathing in through the nose engages the parasympathetic nervous system that helps to rest and relax. Very important to move out of the fight or flight mode that so many of us are in these days. At times necessary and important, but if we stay in that place for too long, will cause more harm to ourselves. So may this be a chance to breathe deeply, to calm the nervous system, to calm the body and the mind. Continuing to breathe deeply. And I'm going to read a prayer by Pedro Rube to help us connect with what is most essential these days. Nothing is more practical than finding God, than falling in love in a quite absolute final way. What you are in love with, what seizes your imagination, will affect everything. It will decide what will get you out of bed in the morning, what you do with your evenings, how you spend your weekends, what you read, whom you know, what breaks your heart, and what amazes you with joy and gratitude. Fall in love, stay in love, and it will decide everything. As you breathe, I invite you to Just allow it to rise, or be aware of what you most deeply love, what is most essential, what is most important. I'd like you to allow to rise any intention, anything you're seeking. If there's somebody or something you'd like to dedicate this time of practice to, or just continue to breathe. Begin to bring some simple movement to the shoulders. On your next inhale, lift the shoulders, shrug the shoulders towards the ears, and relax them back down. 2 more times like this. Inhale, shrug the shoulders towards the ears, and then relax them back down. 1 more time. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders tight, and exhale, release them, and then begin some circles, about 3 circles each direction with the shoulders. Bringing your awareness into where you're feeling the sensation in the shoulders, switching directions if you haven't already. And then just relax the shoulders down. Bring your awareness there. Breathe and relax the shoulders. In a moment we'll bring circles to the neck, but perhaps instead of circles, just move the head up and down. Or maybe side to side, to the left and to the right as you breathe. Or perhaps beginning to take circles with the neck. And very slowly, beginning to take a circle around in one direction. As slow or as fast, as small or as big, as feels right for your body, for your neck at this time. We'll take 3 circles in each direction. Maybe close the eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Keep breathing. Back to center and take the circles around the other direction. If there's anywhere that you'd like to pause, maybe just turning the head side to side. And now taking the hands out in front of you. And just lengthen and extend the fingers, and then tighten, make a fist. 2 more times like this. Inhale, extend. Exhale, make a fist. 1 more time. Inhale, squeeze, extend the hands, and tighten. And then just take some circles around with that fist a few times each direction, releasing the wrist joint. Extend the hands out, palms facing upward, and exhale. Bring the fists in towards the shoulders, and inhale, lengthen, extend, exhale. So this is bringing attention to the elbow joints. 1 more time, inhale, exhale. Good. Release the hands down. Now lift the hands up to the sky, and we'll take a side bend over to the left side. Bring the left hand to the ground, bend the left elbow slightly, and reach the arm up and over, letting the left ear come towards the left shoulder, a little bend to the left elbow. Keep grounding through the seat and feel that length and extension in the right side body. 1 more, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, soften into the side bend. Come on back to center. Reach the hands to the sky. Exhale, side bend over to the other side. Little bend to the elbow. Ground down and take a few breaths. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, soften in. One more inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands back up to the sky. And we'll take a twist around to the left. Bring the left hand behind you, the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Your inhale, lengthen and extend the spine, and exhale, take a twist around to the left. 2 more breaths. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale. Come on back to center. Reach the hands back to the sky. And exhale, twist around. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift up through the crown of the head. Exhale, twist. Inhale. And twist. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And coming back to center, reach the hands up to the sky. And then exhale. Let the palms come down, the hands come down, and extend the legs out in front of you. If you're sitting on a block, a bolster, just release that for a moment. And let the feet move around a little bit. Bring the awareness into the ankle joints now. Rolling the ankle joints a few times each direction, flexing, pointing the feet. And I'm going to turn on the lengthwise of my mat. And we'll take one simple forward fold here. So inhale, reach the hands to the sky. And exhale, keeping a straight spine, leading with the heart, fold forward. Bring the hands to the shins, maybe to the ankles, maybe to the feet. But on this first, at the beginning of this class, just a gentle forward fold. Breathing, finding length in the spine, extension through the chest. Keep pointing the toes back towards you. Staying here for a few more breaths. Slowly your eyes back up. And we'll swing the legs around and come into hands and knees to tabletop pose. Find the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Feel the body connected to the ground like a strong foundation, a strong table. And then we'll begin some cat-cows. So on your inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin towards chest. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale. Curve the spine, tuck the chin towards chest. Push the hands into the ground. A couple more times like this, syncing the breath and the movement. And coming back to neutral. And then another option here is to swing the hips side to side and feeling a little stretch in the inner thighs. Or maybe starting to take some circles with the hips around, coming towards child's pose, as small or as big. So take the next minute or so to take circles, hips side to side, cat-cow, any movement here, just to start to waken the spine and the hips, syncing the breath and the movement. beginning to get into the body, feeling that connection between the breath, the body, that helps to start to calm the mind. And in a couple of moments we'll meet down in child's pose, so just take your time for it wherever you're at, and we'll meet in child's pose. Bring the big toes together, the knees wide, hands out in front, with the palms rooted solid into the ground. Find some length and extension in the spine. Reconnect with the breath. That inhale through the nose, and slow, deep exhale. And from child's pose, we're going to now move towards downward dog. So come up a little bit on the knees, tuck the toes under, and the hands about shoulder distance apart. Open the fingertips, and really root down into the hands, and begin to lift the knees off the ground. Send the hips up and back. This first downward dog, pedal out the legs, stretch one leg, bend the other. And then settling into a downward dog, pushing the hands into the ground, sending the hips up and back. The heels move down towards the ground. Breathe. Either staying here, coming to your hands and knees if this is too much. And then just to measure out the hands and feet distance, we'll come forward to plank, top of the push-up. So the wrists are underneath the shoulders, and then back to downward dog, keeping the hands to feet distance right there. One more time. Inhale, shift forward, plank, top of the push-up, and exhale back to downward dog. Bend the knees and gently walk the feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Two more times like this. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift, extend the crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold forward. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And this time just allow gravity to pull the torso, the head down, maybe grabbing opposite elbows. Maybe letting the arms hang and sway a little bit side to side. Releasing any tension, any tightness. Good, and keeping the hands down, making sure the feet are about hip distance now. We'll take another twist. So straighten the left leg, the right knee bends. Bring the right hand to the left shin, left ankle, and the left hand can come to the hips, or take the hand up to the sky for a twist. Keep pressing down strong through the left foot. Keep that right knee bent and twist and open the chest. Open the shoulder. Keep breathing. One more inhale to open. Exhale. Bringing the left hand down now towards the right shin. Bend the left knee, straighten the right, and right hand to right hip. You can stay right here or bring the arm up to the sky. And you can keep the head towards the side or looking up towards the hand if that's safe and comfortable for your neck and spine. Breathe. One more inhale. Exhale. Fold forward. And then slowly coming up one vertebra at a time. Coming into mountain pose for a moment. Just standing at the top of the mat. bringing the awareness back to the body, just scanning the body for a moment. On your next inhale, reach the arms up to the sky and come into a little back bend, reaching up and back. And on your exhale, start to fold forward. A little bend to the knee, both of the knees fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step the right foot back behind you. Lower the right knee to the ground into a low lunge. And just take a couple breaths here, easing into this low lunge. If you have any pain or pressure in the knee here, you can fold over the mat to make a little more cushion for that knee. And then the back toe can untuck and just come to the top of standing on the right knee and the left foot. Clasp your hands and press the left knee forward. And lengthen the spine, lift through the chest. You can stay right here or reach the arms up to the sky. Hands can either stay about shoulder distance, palms facing each other, or clasp the hands, letting the index finger and thumb extend, and coming into a little deeper back bend. Breathing. Release the hands down to the ground and step back to downward dog. Good. Shifting forward to plank, top of the push-up, lower knees to the ground, chin and chest to the ground. Inhale, come forward to cobra pose. Soften the shoulders and exhale, lower back down. 2 more times like this to cobra. Just a little pressure in the hands. Find length in the neck and let the shoulders come back and down as you reach the chest, the heart forward and gaze up. Exhale. 1 more time, inhale. And lower back down. Tuck the toes under, and coming through hands and knees, right back to downward dog. And bend the knees and walk the feet or hop the feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, start to rise back up. Standing above, the arms above, overhead, and exhale, release the hands back down. Inhale, reach the hands up to the sky, a little back bend, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, step the left foot back behind you, lower the left knee to the ground, and pause for a moment, maybe a little shift forward and back. And then come to up on the left knee and right foot. Clasp the hands the other way you did last time with the other thumb on top. Press the right knee forward to find some length in the spine, lift in the chest. And engage the breath. Hands can stay right here or reach the hands overhead. Palms towards each other, shoulder distance, or clasp the hands the other way and reach, find length in the side ribs, the side body, reaching up and back, little back bend as much as is comfortable for you. And exhale, release the hands down to frame the right foot and step back to downward dog. Again, if any of these downward dogs are too much or not right for you at this time, come to hands and knees. Shift forward into plank. and lower down, knees, chin, chest. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower back down. 2 more times. Inhale, rising back up. Exhale. This time using the hands a little bit more. Press the hands into the ground, maybe find a little more length. But being careful and gentle with that spine. Breathing, staying here for a couple breaths. And exhale, lower back down, tuck the toes, back to downward dog or hands and knees. Good, and then start to walk or hop the feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And bring the hands up to the sky. And lower the hands back down. Pausing for a moment. In Tadasana, mountain pose. Find the breath. And we'll come into a few standing poses. So ground through the left foot and leg, and then step the right foot back about 3 to 4 feet behind you, staying on the ball of the back foot, so in a high lunge. Start out with the hands at the hips to really ground, to connect the roots into the ground and reaching up through the crown of the head. Either staying right here or reaching the hands up and overhead. And 2 other options I'll add on here. You can stay right here if this feels like enough for you at this moment, or taking this twist, this awkward twist with the right hand forward, left hand back. So turning the chest towards that front bent knee, opening the chest, maybe staying right here or coming into exalted. Opening the heart, reaching up, making space. Making space for the spirit to ascend, to fill the body, to guide you these days. Slowly making your way out the same way you came into it. Reach the hands up. Now we'll just lower down that back foot, the back heel, into warrior one. Maybe needing to shift. Bring the hands back to the hips for a moment to help just adjust and make sure you're in a safe, grounded, balanced warrior one pose with that front foot forward, the front knee right above the ankle. The back foot is at a diagonal pointing towards the right corner of the mat. If you feel stable here, take the hands up to the sky. Breathe. Your next exhale, take the hands behind the back. Clasp the hands behind your back. Wrap the shoulder blades around the back of the heart. Lift the head up towards the sky. Come into a back bend again. And your exhale, shift the heart forward. Coming into a humble warrior. Humbling yourself down. Making space between the legs, either staying parallel with the chest to the ground or maybe coming down a little deeper into this. Breathe and soften in. Pull the left hip back and in. And then release your hands. Let your hands come to the left shin, left ankle, straighten the left leg. Both legs are straight, and then fold forward over the left leg. Intense side stretch. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Keep breathing. And slowly your eyes back up. And we're going to windmill open out to warrior two. So maybe extending the stance a little bit longer, bringing the feet to the center of the mat so that left foot, the front foot, is parallel with the long edge of the mat. The knee is right above the ankle. Tailbone tucked under. The back foot is out to a 90-degree angle. And then extend the hands, send your gaze over the left fingertips. And lengthen the spine. So the spine is perpendicular to the ground. Your next inhale, lengthen. Put both legs, reach the hands up to the sky. Exhale, warrior two. 2 more times like this. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lengthen. Stay here with the legs straight. We'll come into the reverse triangle pose. So right hand down, right leg. And reach the left arm up and back. Finding length in the entire left side body. Pressing down through the left foot and lengthening all the way through the left side body, ribs, arm, fingertips. And slowly make your way back to warrior two arms. Setting up for triangle pose. Maybe bringing the back foot in a little bit closer. And you can angle those toes up just slightly inwards a little bit. Extend the fingertips forward. Bring the left hand to the left shin. Your right hand can either come to the hips and open the chest or reach the arm overhead. If you have a block with you, a block could be a nice option right here at your side, or just keeping the hand at the shin. Maybe reaching the arm overhead for a final couple breaths. Maybe left arm lifts up, only an option if you want a little more of a challenge. And then turn the torso, bend the front left knee, bring the hands to the ground, and then lift the right foot off the ground, maybe a couple inches, maybe a couple feet, maybe lifting it high as you can, and then lower the right foot to meet the left foot, fold forward. And lower, rise back up, and relax the hands down. And we'll repeat that same sequence on the other side. So ground through the right foot, the right leg, step the left foot back behind you. Bring the hands to the hips, to press the hips down. Check in with the knee right above the ankle. Pressing evenly through all 4 corners of the right foot, the ball of the back foot, strong left leg. Staying right here with the hands, or reaching the hands overhead. Maybe staying right here. And if you're near a wall, if it's tough to find your balance, always use the wall as you need, especially at home where you can set yourself up in a place where you can feel safe. Either staying right here with the hands up or taking that twist around towards the right side, turning towards that right bent knee. Left hand forward, right hand back. Pull the right hip back. You're staying right here, or the exalted, opening up the chest, the heart. Breathe and expand. And your exhale, slowly working your way back around and coming to warrior one. Lower that back heel down. Let's take those hands to hips again. So pull the left hip forward, right hip back. So both hip points are facing forward. Check in with the knee right above the right ankle. And hands to warrior one. Virabhadrasana one. Soften the shoulders, the arms into the shoulder sockets, but then reach up strong through the fingertips. take the hands behind you. Clasp the hands the other way you did last time. Wrap the shoulder blades around the back of the heart. And then exhale, coming towards the humble warrior. Maybe just shifting 3/4 of the way. Maybe bringing the chest parallel to the ground. Maybe opening and making space between the legs. But let that right hip come back and in rather than shooting out to the side. One more inhale, lift the arms, fold, and release the hands. Bring the hands to the right shin or ankle. Push the foot into the ground. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. And fold forward over the right leg. Both legs straight. Push the feet into the ground. Find length, especially in that right leg. Good. Bend that knee a little bit and we'll open out towards warrior two. Let that left hand and right hand open. Finding your stance with the feet in the middle of the mat. That right foot is at the center of the mat. Parallel with the long edge of the mat. Knee right above the ankle. The back foot to a 90-degree angle, or maybe angled in just slightly. Send the hands in opposite direction. Bring your gaze over the right fingertips and soften the shoulders down. Tuck the tailbone and breathe. Next, inhale, straighten both legs, reach the arms up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Bend that knee right above the ankle. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Keep both hands up. Lengthen the leg, and then this time drop the left hand down the left leg. Reach the right arm up to the sky, reverse triangle. Lengthen the entire right side body. Breathe. And then slowly make your way back. Setting up for triangle pose. Maybe heel toeing that back foot in a little bit closer. And then extending forward with the right fingers going as far forward as possible, and then bringing the right hand to the shin, to a block. Left hand up to the sky. And breathe. Staying right here, or maybe reaching the arm overhead. Pinky side of the arm, of the hand pointing down, thumb pointing upwards. Keep finding openness and length in the chest. Maybe that bottom arm reaches up for a moment. Imagine you have a beach ball between your hands. And then turn the torso, fold forward over the right leg. Bend that knee. And maybe lifting that foot a couple inches off the ground, a couple feet off the ground, or reaching it as high as you can for a moment. Inhale, lifting it up a little higher, and exhale, left foot meets right foot, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bring the hands back up to the sky, and relax. Coming into mountain pose, breathing for a moment. Soften the shoulders. And we'll start to make our way down to the back. Setting up for a bridge pose. Coming down to your seat. And if you have a block, a blanket, a pillow with you, share the option of doing a restorative bridge pose. So come on down to lying on your back. And so the option for restorative pose is to take your block, pillow, bolster, blanket. Lift the hips off the ground, and then position it in a place right underneath that triangular shaped bone where it can feel solid and resting here. If you don't have a prop, or if you're not doing the restorative version, start to lift the hips off the ground. Maybe pressing the elbows into the ground, press the feet into the ground. You can keep your hands right here, your arms here, or clasp the hands underneath. And maybe wrapping the shoulder blades around the back of the heart. Lift, puff the chest, press the feet into the ground, but then soften the glutes for a moment. Breathe. Staying here for a few more breaths. If your hands are clasped, release the clasp. Begin to lower down from the top of the spine down. If you have props underneath you, release the props. And then rest for a moment with the spine resting flat on the ground. And just notice the difference. Let's repeat that one more time. So either coming back to that restorative bridge, or into the bridge pose, or if wheel poses in your practice, coming into wheel pose with the hands next to the ears, come to the crown of the head, and then press the hands and feet into the ground, into wheel pose. Breathing wherever you're at, staying for a few more breaths. And gently release wherever you're at, coming down one vertebra at a time. And then give yourself a hug, squeeze the knees into the chest, and a little rock side to side. So the next pose we're going to come into is pigeon pose. So I'm going to demonstrate it coming in from downward dog or from hands and knees, but another variation of that is in figure 4, staying on your back. So if pigeon pose, or if you want to just stay on your back right now, making a number 4 with the leg. So bringing the right ankle above the left knee and reaching your right hand through the legs, left hand to the outside of the left thigh. Flex especially the right foot, so the toes point back towards the right knee. Press the right knee away. Your head can relax and breathe. So you can stay right there for the duration of pigeon. For those of us doing pigeon, coming from downward dog or from hands and knees, I'm going to come in from downward dog, but if you're done with downward dog and want to come in hands and knees, that's great as well. Find downward dog, and then take that right foot, bring the right foot, beginning like you're coming into a low lunge. Then heel toeing that foot, so the right foot is underneath the left shoulder. And then I like to use my left hand to just pull the foot back a little bit to bend the knee. Take your time to get set up here, so the hips can stay square, that left leg can go straight back behind you. And maybe for some people that shin's going to stay really parallel to the front of the mat, but for others we'll have to bend that knee a little bit. And slowly work your way down, maybe to the forearms and the elbows, maybe extending the arms in front of you, maybe making a pillow. Staying here for about a minute. Those of you on your back, if you need to make any adjustments, find any other variation, do whatever you need to do. For these final few breaths, press the right hip back and down. See where you can soften. And then start to make your way back, lifting back up. And either back to hands and knees or to downward dog. Send that right leg, bring a little movement to it. And then we'll set up for the other side, taking the left foot forward, left foot underneath the right shoulder. Take your time to get set up, and then lower down into your sleeping pigeon or any other variation. And as you settle in here, I'm going to read a prayer from Teilhard de Chardin called Patient Trust. If you need to move, listen to your body, continue to breathe, and perhaps you can stay right here. Above all, trust in the slow work of God. We are quite naturally impatient in everything to reach the end without delay. We would like to skip the intermediate stages. We are impatient of being on the way to something unknown, something new. And yet it is the law of all progress that it is made by passing through some stages of instability, that it may take a very long time. And so I think it is with you. Your ideas mature gradually. Let them grow. Let them shape themselves without undue haste. Don't try to force them on, as though you could be today what time will make of you tomorrow. Only God could say what this new spirit gradually forming in you and in our world will be. Give God the benefit of believing that God's hand is leading you, and accept the anxiety of feeling yourself in suspense and incomplete. Take a couple more breaths in this pigeon pose. And then slowly start to lift back up and make your way back to hands and knees, to downward dog. Give yourself a hug. Squeezing the knees into the chest if you're on your back. And then we'll walk the feet between the hands and come down to a seat. We'll come into a Janu Shirsasana, head towards knee pose. So take the left foot, bend that left knee, and the left foot comes into the inner right thigh. We'll begin opening the chest first, so dropping just the right side. If you have a block, a pillow, a bolster, and you want to place it inside the right leg, you can rest the forearm, the elbow on that block, or pillow, or blanket. Or if you don't, just allow that arm to come down as much as it can. Reach the left arm overhead, the toes point back towards you, and feel that length and extension in the left side body. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, soften in. One more time, inhale, lengthen. And this time on the exhale, turn the torso over the right leg and fold forward, taking a few breaths over the right leg. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to soften, and letting the head come down towards the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. One more breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften in. Slowly rise back up, switching the legs. Left leg comes long, right leg bends, and the right foot presses into the inside of the left. And then lowering down the left elbow as much as it can towards the inside of the left leg, maybe resting on that block. And then reach the right arm up and overhead. Open the chest towards the right side, find length in the side body. And breathe into those muscles weaving in and out of the rib cage. Take a few breaths. Okay, by a few I mean 2. And on your next exhale, fold forward over the left leg. Your inhale, lengthening the spine, lead with the heart. Exhale, soften the head down. Stay here for another breath. Inhale. Exhale. And gently your eyes back up. Lengthen the legs. Move the legs around, move the feet around. Let's take one more forward fold. As we did at the beginning of the class, reach the hands up to staff pose, Sandasana, and your exhale, fold forward. The hands can come to the feet perhaps, or maybe to the shins, to the ankles, maybe along the side. And breathe, softening in. Bringing the awareness more and more inwards as we cool down. One more complete breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise back up. Bring the hands behind you with the fingers pointing away. And then start to lift the hips. A reverse tabletop pose, or extending the legs long, pointing the toes towards the ground. Lift the head and drop the head back. Keep lifting the hips. Imagine a string pulling you up from the center of the pelvis. Exhale, lower back down. And come on down to lying on your back. And we'll come into some twists here. So first, bend the knee like we did in bridge pose. Bend the knees and the feet to the ground. Shift the hips over to the right a few inches. And then a couple of options here. You can cross the leg over, or just take both legs with the knees and the hips stacked and let them fall over to the left side. But then take that right shoulder and let it soften into the ground. So both shoulders are softening towards the ground. The head turns away from the knees, so head towards the right arm and shoulder, maybe using that left arm on top of the right leg or knee. And feel the chest open, feel the twist in the spine. And coming back to center. Shifting the hips back to center, and the hips over to the left side, and either cross that leg or take the knees and let them drop over to the right side. Left shoulder, left arm softens down, right arm can come to the outside of the left thigh or knee. And turn your gaze across the left shoulder. Maybe close the eyes and soften in. Breathe deeply. Last exhale. Come on back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. Maybe a happy baby pose. If there's any final poses, sometimes here it's nice to do a shoulder stand at the end of class, or a plow pose if that's in your practice. Take a minute or so to come into that. But otherwise, take your time to get set up for final resting pose, Savasana pose. Resting, lying down on the back, letting the feet fall open, the palms facing upwards, the shoulders soften. Close the eyes. And staying here for the next 10 minutes as I guide you through a deep body relaxation. softening and relaxing the entire body. Begin by bringing the awareness to the center of the chest. Notice the beating of the heart. Bring the awareness over to the right side of chest, right shoulder. Bring the awareness down the right arm, right elbow, right wrist, palm of right hand. Feeling the pulsations and sensations moving out through the fingers, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, the whole left, the whole right hand and arm. Bring the awareness back to the chest, left side of chest, left shoulder, moving down the left arm, bringing awareness and ease to the left arm, left elbow, left wrist, palm of left hand, thumb, left index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. Feel the whole left arm relaxed and effortless. Bring the awareness back to the chest. And lower your awareness down to the internal organs. Feel the gentle rise and fall of the navel, the lungs filling, compressing. Bring the awareness down to the hips, to the pelvis, and the tailbone. Right hip, right knee, right ankle, right foot, the toes of the right foot, left hip, left knee, left ankle, left foot, toes of the left foot. Awareness back to the center of the chest. To the neck, the esophagus, the throat. Bring the awareness to the face and relax the skin and the muscles of the face. The eyeballs, eyelids, space behind the eyes, the tongue and the jaw. Relax the forehead, the ears. Relax the brain. Relax the top of the head. Feel the whole body relaxed and effortless. Just surrendering and letting go for this moment. Take, Lord, and receive all my liberty, my memory, my understanding, and my entire will. All I have and call my own. You have given all to me, and I return it. Everything is yours. Do with it what you will. Give me only your love and your grace. That is enough for me. Stay and rest for a moment. bring your awareness back to the breath, back to the physical body. Just imagining before you open your eyes the space that you're in, the walls, the furniture, the decorations around. And to bring some movement to the fingertips and to the toes, to the wrists and the ankles. Stretch the arms overhead along the ground and start to make your way over to fetal position onto either side. Pause for a moment, just let your head rest on the arm. And slowly making your way up through this posture of rebirth, reawakening, and coming to a meditation seat. Sitting on your block or bolster with the legs crossed, or any other pose that's conducive for you to sit in meditation. Once you're settled in, just gently bring your awareness to the breath, the natural breath, in and out. And just staying here for as long as you're able to. A prayer by Pedro Rupe. More than ever, I find myself in the hands of God. This is what I have wanted all my life from my youth. But now there is a difference. The initiative is entirely with God. It is indeed a profound spiritual experience to know and feel myself so totally in God's hands. Thank you for participating in this. May you be safe, may you be healthy, and may you be aware of the good spirit active within yourself and within the world. Peace, 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 and good health. Namaste.